All right, take two of this whole thing because I pulled a risky move prior to this, and I was like, you know what? Before we even start, I don't want to try this move. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another ReZero reaction. We're back. Not late necessarily because I mean I wasn't going to be late to a ReZero reaction, but late in the sense that it's a few hours late. But that's whatever. Uh, I say a few, like it didn't drop at like 9:30 a.m. or something like that. But welcome back, everybody. This might be an interesting new location to anybody who isn't from the main channel. Uh, Welcome to our new recording space, essentially. Reactions, all that sort of stuff, like reviews, all this. It's going to be here. This is where we're going to do it from now on. This is a little secret between you and me, because most of the people in the main channel won't really know if they don't see this video. So, I mean, I will advertise it on there, but you know. Uh, so yeah, we're gonna be recording here from now on. This is actually really nice. It's you know, we got the proper background back here with all the figures and the books, just like we do on the main channel with the reviews. Except I don't need the video camera this time. I just have a massive desk here that we can use. And it's also a standing desk, so if I felt like it, I could just stand up at any point. It's nice, right? But we are back here for another reaction. This is the first time that we're going to be properly using this for a recording because I'm still also working on the current talks about video, and that's also going to have this, which is really funny because in that video I go from that little desk back there. I don't know if you guys can see it that well. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see it that well. Uh, that desk back there that I've pretty much always used when I've been in this room, right? Like regardless of the recording, like even the video where I talked about ReZero figures, right? That was still technically there. It was just me standing right here, essentially where I'm at, uh, a little bit further back, of course, and then just camera in front of me, and then to the side was the laptop right on that desk. Pretty standard place for where I've recorded, in terms of just some of the smaller stuff. And the talks about video did involve me being back there, but now the other half of that video plus I mean, this essentially, like these reactions and the reviews to come, are going to be right here, right? One of the big things is like, you know, Arc 9, right? Which, by the way, I'm having a blast reading. This is a real fun arc. Uh, but Arc 9, that review for the second volume is also probably going to be right here, so on and so forth, right? Very simple. So, with that out of the way, because I'm rambling a little bit, welcome back, peeps. As you can see, I'm going to be using that little TV over there as a nice monitor to give us the timer. Originally, I was just going to have that display the actual episode, but I thought about it, and first of all, I was like, well, that's kind of like fucked up to do in a sense because I like to have. I don't need to do this, right? But in a certain sense, but it's like I feel like respectfully I should just not have that there, right? And then also it's the problem of I don't know how good YouTube's detection will be. It could detect that shit easily because it's like completely HD and this camera is good enough that it looks like it, right? So it's like maybe we don't. Maybe we don't do that. So instead, the timer's back there. So you guys both have the timer below it and then also over there. Hopefully it's, you know, properly synced. I mean, it essentially is synced up because they are from the exact same display. So hopefully this all works out and everything. Um, I am hoping, just because it changed the screen on the actual video, I am hoping that if I hit space, it will properly play it and we don't have to worry about too many issues. Hope so, right? But we'll see. If it's a little desynced, that's all right, just a tiny bit. Otherwise, yeah, they could be an issue. But we are back. I know I'm rambling a bit. I probably rambled more so in the past than anything. Um, I'm excited. It is good to be back. There's going to be a lot of great stuff happening here. I did predict exactly what I thought, and you know, this is another secret I'll reveal, which isn't that big of a deal. It's just like, oh yeah, I get to talk about it because like I made the comment at one point with the end of the previous core, and now I get to follow up by saying, yeah, I did in fact predict that I would be writing the next act of my story by the point that this was going to happen. And yeah, that is exactly what's happening. It's real fun. This is a busy schedule for me, but oddly, I don't feel that busy in a sense. I feel good, right? I don't feel stressed and worried and all this. I feel good right now, right? I can't say for certainty that the Like a Dragon video, the Infinite Wealth one, will come out exactly when I wanted it to, but I can say it's going along well. So, honestly, whenever it comes out, I'll be happy to just get it out. I don't mind. That'll be fun. But for the time being, we'll be here for ReZero reactions and stuff like that. I also won't be doing Bleach reactions of the third core because I did watch it during a group gathering sort of thing. So that's not happening anymore. I will watch the final core for a fact. I will say that right now. I just ended up watching the rest of it. I do have a reaction of episode, I believe, 6 that I did not upload yet. If I felt like it, I could just upload that just for the sake of, oh yeah, let's just do that, show off the reaction and everything. I can't necessarily say it was anything too huge as a reaction, but it was nice, I suppose, right? Uh, yeah, we'll react to the final core. Third core is just not happening at this point. But to be fair, much like this, I already knew the events of Thousand Year Blood War, so it's not like it was that huge of a deal. It's just like, yeah, it's unfortunate. I probably could have made comments that much like this, comments on the arc as I go by that I wish I could have, but that's all right? And then also there's other stuff that of course I would love to react to and everything, which honestly this setup will make that a lot easier. Like I still have to go through Mob, right? I still have to go through season 3 of Mob. My ass has not sat down and watched it yet. But enough speaking, right? I need a drink anyways, and it's easier to have a drink if the episode has started. So, with that said, let me make sure everything is correct here. Yep. Gotta look at my cursor and where it's at. Okay, so we are gonna try and sync this up. All right. So, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, it's slightly desynced, but that's all right. It took a second to load, but you know what? We'll deal with that. I am shocked that they are starting with this scene, and also that it is just fully in there. But you know what? Fair enough. Her hair is covering her nips. Wow, they are just putting it in full focus, huh? This being a colored illustration in this being a colored illustration in the novel is really funny. Because I feel like this was just a moment that was written uh where like Otsuka and Teppei both equally looked at this like, there's not much we can put in as colored illustrations here. What if we just do this? Right? I actually don't remember if it's the third volume. It might have been the fourth. If it's the fourth, that is odd because there is a lot of stuff. But if it's the third, it's a little. Hmm. That's a good shot. Hmm. And there's the hairstyle that we pretty much always see now. It is kind of interesting that this is just like, I mean, I guess it makes sense, but this is like, oh yeah, her like battle hairstyle sort of thing that it's like, and it's just always what you see. As well as the outfit. I forgot to mention the outfit as well, because that is also uh essentially a new outfit. Well, not new in a certain sense, but new as a like, oh yeah, this is like what she wears in battle as well. It's cool. I like it. I like when different outfits are provided and all that sort of stuff. I'm a little bad at it sometimes, but I do try to make sure to have some differences in there. I'm even doing that right now with Act 2, but I'm not going to say too much about that. Um, I am a little surprised we have the exact same openings and endings. They look beautiful and sound great, right? Don't get me wrong. I love the songs, love the visuals. I'm just surprised because previous seasons have had different openings and endings. Now, season one's different because that's arc free, right? That's the differences between arc one and two and arc free, which is like drastically different. Um, also, I did go frame by frame, like I mentioned I wanted to, with the opening on that specific moment. Pretty cool. The one thing that I felt a little dumb on, and I still kind of do, is I don't know what the apple is referring to. Because there's like a hand grabbing an apple, I believe. I have no fucking memory of what that is referring to, right? Maybe I'm just dumb and not thinking about, something very obvious, but I'm surprised by this because it's like this is the counterattack part, right? Especially. So I assumed like, oh, we're gonna have a different visual where it's like showing them all moving in. But no. Surprisingly, same thing. I don't mind. It's just it is a little surprising to see the exact same opening. So this is the part that they skipped out on at the end of the previous core. Let's see. Yeah, there they are. Hmm. I'm really curious if a lot of what they showed in that trailer is just going to be right here. Oh wait, yeah, this. We're, oh, no, that's totally a fake, right? That has to be, no, it literally has to be a fake. I was like surprised for a moment because I'm like, I'm pretty sure she just like writes in her blood on the wall to essentially tell them go fuck yourself. But I'm like surprised because even I don't know anymore, right? Like, I mean, I assume everything's staying the same, right? I haven't read the light novel specifically of Arc 5, but like, I should actually, no, I have noise suppression. I was gonna say, I'm like, I should mute my phone just in case because I feel like my phone might be just like a jump scare, like being loud or anything like that. But like, oh, there he is. He looks good. Kurtkin, you got some looks to you. I'm also very excited because now I get to mention EX6 got announced, which I am so excited about. It's so unfortunate that it's EX6 specifically for that. But yeah, there she is. But yeah. Uh so I saw some tweets about this that felt a little silly to me. Obviously, yeah, for the concept designs and stuff like that, Teresia does look young, even when she's drawn in a manner of being like an adult, right? Um, but it felt silly seeing the comment about her here because it's like, well, they're reviving her in her youth, right? They're not going to be stupid enough to be like, bring back the 50-year-old. Like, no, they're going to be like, no, bring her back when she's like 18 or something like that, right? Like, that's the ideal. In a way, I understood both arguments because I understood, uh, you know, like, oh, there needs to be more old designs and proper old ones at that. Oof. And then also, oh my god, that is shit-eating grin. But then also, the opposite there is what I'm trying to say. I understand both arguments in a sense. I alone shall, calm those fires. Mm. Oh boy. I also don't know what the cropping is like for what I did for the subtitles because I usually like to do that so, people have an extra way of syncing it up. I have no idea what that looks like on here, right? I know what that looks like on the other computer. No idea what it looks like here. Mm. I love that the dragon sword is literally just the biggest middle finger to people. It's just fuck you, you're not worthy. Like even Subaru's laughing at it. Hmm. Kind of curious if this episode's gonna focus a majority of it on this. It would make sense because this is like one of the big things they start off with, but oh. Hmm. Oh damn, he is like actually just strangling her. Alright. Was not ready for that. Ooh. I'm like thinking about the stuff that comes later in this arc, and it's just like, dude, I'm so excited to see it animated. Oh, I think this is the scene. I think this is the one. For being real injured, he's doing real great at holding that sword. Because I assume that shit is heavy, right? Which I don't doubt he could definitely hold if he's like, properly healthy, but like currently, he's a little. Mm, mm, oof. This anime. Like every time I see the animation, it's just like so good. And then, oh, I did see this in the trailer. Mmm, looks good. Mmm, and then there's a sword for him. Bonk. I just realized they gotta announce some extra VAs soon, don't they? Because I know a certain somebody is not gonna share a VA. Like, there's literally no way they do, so. Also, I was gonna say that the whole Reinhardt getting back up sort of thing, uh, it's a real fun plot point because it's like that also feels like a middle finger and also makes you realize, like, huh, Arc 1's fight was just a joke for him. Right, yeah. Yeah. Because of course. This is a plot point I also love of just like when you really think about it, they don't get rid of things. They eat them. So their brain and memories of people, like, oh, the way they refer to it and everything. Oh, that's a good shot. I forgot that he gets pissed here. Which honestly I kind of like because it means, oh, because it means that, every archbishop gets to get pissed. Oh, there they are. I was waiting for that. I wanted to see these things animated, especially because I didn't focus too much on them in terms of story context and all that. When in like the original stuff, they like talk about them a little bit and everything. Prior to this, I mean. Just making sure the timer is still going. See, okay, so last time I didn't realize the claws. Also, that was a really good shot of the smile. Um, I didn't realize there was also like fur on them, which I guess makes sense. I wonder if they're going to show the scene involving Roy. Or not Roy, sorry, because I forgot that got changed because of the whole right. Um, I wonder if they'll show that scene, or if they already did and I forgot. But I'm pretty sure they didn't. You're gonna notice that before his arm that's a completely different color. Reinhard or not well, essentially Reinhard like rib and ab shot, so that people can go feral over him. Mm. I mean, I know this is just all modern sound, but I really like that that was entirely here. But uh I love this fight solely because of shit like that. Of just Reinhardt stepping in and just, oh, the Dragon Ball kick him. I actually forgot my Dragon Ball books are in that corner. I forgot they're not like actually up here because they're holding the diorama. I mean, okay, we only have 8 episodes, so we might get to it quickly, but I'm wondering if we'll get to the really good scene involving Amelia with them. Either this episode or the next. Mmm. Tempest cake. Oh. Oh. His expression, the voice. That shot almost looked like a different shot entirely, and I'm sure some people know what I mean. Hmm. If. Hmm. Right, right. Yeah, they get involved. Right. I forgot they also get involved there, and that has to happen first. Ooh, excuse me. That was sick, but also damn, still haunting him. Or rather, I guess it's his own mind haunting him in a certain sense. I am so curious about that because I don't know what that means. Oh, are we already getting to the scene? Yeah, we are. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, the shit she is doing. Oh. Wow, so the trailer really was just all of episode 1. Oh, that looks beautiful. And also, oh, dude, they are tackling so like I know 8 episodes. There is probably a whole ass episode for a flashback. I would be shocked if it isn't a whole ass episode for said flashback. Um, but like I know they got to tackle as much as they can with this stuff. It's just a little shocking because that's also like something that happens late into the volume, which I guess it makes sense if you want to have everything occurring at the same time. This is the time to do it. Um, I'm like coping because I mentioned I learned that it isn't what I wanted uh in the light novel, but I'm coping so hard that we get a web novel scene in there of Capella doing one more transformation. I am hoping we get the web novel one. It would just be so good as a teaser. It would be so damn good as a teaser. But we're probably not getting it. That said, I do love how she was walking down that hall and constantly switching, and you see it in the shadow and just ripping through it and all that. Oh, it's beautiful. This adaptation is legitimately making my favorite villain like even better, and I love that. That might unironically, because I feel like that affects things, that might unironically put her way higher. Oh, don't mind that. I'm just gonna put it full screen. I didn't know if there was an after credit, so I kind of just continued letting it play. I probably should have paused it just in case. Let me get rid of that timer. I forgot I didn't set up this correctly, so it's not go left, it's go right. Whatever. Few seconds off on that. Let's just boop. There we go. Whatever. It's fine now. All right. That was really good. That was really damn good. I probably should have put the displays here on the stream deck to fix that. But honestly, we could just fix that here. Hold on. Yeah, this is gonna be this is gonna look a little iffy. You're gonna see like the cover and the camera window and the alert box. Don't mind that. And then some of the apps at the bottom. That's whatever. Right. So, that was really good. That was real damn nice. Uh, what do I even say? It was what I was expecting overall of just a very simple episode in essence of we're kind of just focusing on here's where these characters are at and everything, but not too much of like actual big heavy stuff, right? I do think that ending scene there it was like some good heavy shit, like having Capella walk through and constantly changing. I do like that a whole lot, right? It's a good cliffhanger as well, right? Um, that was just really good. I'm just like still thinking about that. That was really good. Whew, for that ending scene. I like that a lot. That ain't even biased. That was just really good. Um, but like the stuff with Reinhardt and all this, it's like they kept it very simple, right? They had some nice stuff in there and everything. They had some nice dialogue, all that sort of shit, right? Big thing to point out is like, oh, Lai mentioning Hero and all that, and it's like, well, we know who he gets those memories from, right? And then the interactions with Regulus and all this, and Reinhardt being the shit out of him, really putting some effort into that punch, right? I like it. I like it a lot. But overall, very simple episode. It's exactly what I expected, right? I expected nothing too extreme, but still really damn good, right? Very enjoyable. Good. Very nice, right? Um, next time I'll try to sync it up a little bit better. I mean, I probably won't take that long in terms of setting up because I think that's why uh it out of nowhere took a little bit to play there, like a second or two, was just because I had taken a while to actually set up a lot of stuff. So it probably just assumed, okay, let me just, you know, put this on the like thumbnail of it and then save the auto load stuff, which is weird because people like to load stuff ahead of time, right? People like to load videos and episodes ahead of time. I don't personally do it because I don't need to most of the time, but like on rare occasions in the past, I did, right? And it's like I'm sure to some people who like were in a similar spot to where I was at one point with having like I'm not gonna say like I have like a perfect connection now to the internet and all this sort of stuff. I don't really, but it's good enough that I can watch something just fine. But I remember at one point I didn't. Right, at one point I did have to occasionally let things load, and I can imagine that some people are also in that scenario. So it's a little odd to me that they don't just let you preload all that stuff. It's just like no, if you load it for too long, we're just gonna move you out of there. And it's like, well, what the fuck, man? Now we're gonna load it all over again. Um, but that was good. That was good. I like that a lot. This is gonna be fun. This already has me excited for the rest of the core. This should be very nice. Oh, actually, I didn't even realize because we're here. You guys get to see the proper chair this time. There it is. The Jujutsu chair. They did, the unfortunate thing with this chair is that there was a Dragon Ball one that was dropped like shortly after I got it, and I was so pissed, especially because like Jujutsu's ending happened, and I'll be honest, the last like 30 or 40 chapters did lower the score for me. I still really like the series, but I just think the last bit of it did kind of lower my opinion of it. So it's a little unfortunate, but again, still like it. It's still an 8 to me. So it's like I'm still gonna have this chair and be like, yeah, I enjoy it. Um, but yeah, that's whatever. Overall though, very nice. Very excited for next Wednesday. This will be real fun. And then yeah, we got like 7 more Wednesdays to go. And we'll probably get our Arc 6 announcement. I will probably stream my reaction to the stream of it. I might record it instead. I think I said I'll stream it there, but yeah, I might record it instead. But I think overall I'm probably gonna stream it. It just depends on what day it falls on because they already mentioned what date it was and what time and everything. But I gotta double check myself, right? Whenever that comes around, I will probably watch it in some manner, right? I think that's guaranteed for a fact, is I will react to it in some manner because it's fucking Arc 6. It's Arc 6. Like, of course I'm gonna react to it, right? I I would be failing my own hyperfixations and all this sort of shit. And how much I love this series, everything. If I did not react to my literal favorite arc, right? Like even just the trailer, right? Even just the trailer of it, I would be failing in that regard. So obviously, we are still gonna get that in there. I wonder if Astrid's barks are being picked up. Um, so that'll still be in there. I will probably stream it. If I don't, it'll be recorded. You guys will get it on the main channel because I don't think we'll do it as a side channel thing. Right? I don't think we'll do it here. I think we'll do it as the main channel. Keep it nice and simple, right? All that sort of stuff. I'm excited though. I'm very excited. There's a lot to this arc anyways that I am excited to see. And I mean, one of the prime examples to me is what the fuck was happening there with Garf, because I actually don't remember that, right? I guess it's not actually I was worried that I was gonna spoil something, but it's not really a spoiler. Now that I know, it's like, oh yeah, they do just outright say by the end of the episode, like, that's not lust. Um, but yeah, in the web novel, if I remember correctly, the fight just starts off, right? The fight starts out, and it's like Garf and Wilhelm there, and just on the wall. It doesn't outright say this, right? But it essentially just says, like, go fuck yourself. Like I said. In reality, it's like, I'm not gonna stay here, like dummies or something like that. Um, or like something along those lines, but a lot more like, you know, hitting them in the gut with that. Uh, I just worded it as that because it's the most simple way to say it. It's the most simple way to just convey what Capella was trying to say to them. And probably would say to them, right? But yeah, so I'm curious to see what that was because that is not some just like the blood scattered along the wall. That is like this pulsating mass and then her. So it's a little interesting. I'm curious to see what that's going to be. But that said, that's all for today's reaction. There's not much to really say, but we'll be back next week. So it's not like, we're just out of it from here on out, right? Anyways, with that said, take care. Have yourselves a great night. I do want to actually check by the point of next week. No, it'd be Friday. Okay. I do want to have my Talks About video out by Friday, right? That's an obvious thing I'm aiming for. Again, very simple to do. I just need to do some visuals and like if I record what I need to for like the rest of this week, right? Like tonight and then the following few days, I can spend all of next week editing it. I'm good, right? I am literally good for Friday. Well, I guess not all of next week because then it would be Friday, but you know what I mean. Um, so that should be a-okay. That'll come out after our episode reaction of next week. I was just not sure if it would or wouldn't, whatever it may be. It would be a little bit more frightening if it wouldn't, because that would mean I'd have less time. But yeah. With that said, like I was already saying, take care. Have yourselves a great night. And I will see you all next week. So, take care, peeps.